morning, everybody. Just wanted to do a little, well, hopefully it'll be a quick video today. I noticed the other day that my interior light on my camper shell was not working. And what we're going to do is just see if we can troubleshoot that real quick and see what the problem is. I think I might know what it is, but we'll take a look at it and see. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right. So on the inside of the camper, they have this little LED light. It's wired in. Press this button and it's supposed to turn on, and it's not. It was when I first got it, but now I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. Okay, so a lot of people think that those interior lights are set up to where they, and they can be set up like this, to where for the interior light on the camper shell to work, your lights have to be on the car. Well, in this case, it's not like that. The dealer that installed my camper dropped a hot wire from the interior light all the way to the battery for me. They ran it up underneath the truck. So I suspect it's probably something with that wire. Maybe it's the fuse or something along those lines. But the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure, since that interior light is connected with a module over here, which I'll show that to you. Right here, you will see that there's a small module mounted right there. And that ties in with the interior light as well as the brake lights on the truck, is how that works. So it might be some type of issue in that. I don't know for sure. But again, let's check out the first thing that I want to check. The next thing I want to check is the brake light. Since it is messed with that module or tied in with that module, I want to make sure that the brake light up here is still working on the camper. So let me jump in the truck real quick and we'll check that out. So I assume it's working. So yeah, let's check. The next easiest thing to be to check the fuse in the front. So let's go up here. All right. So over here, you can see where they dropped in the hot wire, which is this wire right here. It's running into the battery, into the positive side of the battery. So it looks like that wire still has a good connection. Let's check this fuse. Easiest way to check these blade fuses is to do a continuity test. Get a multi-tester if you can, and you just touch the probe to the top of it. All right, the fuse is good. So let's check the next step, which is back at the back of the truck. Okay, and on the module itself back here, there is a small fuse block that has 3 fuses in it. So let's check these as well. If I can get in there. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. So, I see that this says dome. And I know this is running up to the dome. Let's see if I can figure out how this works without breaking it. Yeah, that looks like just a harness going up to the dome. Let's check it right here. All right. Yeah, it looks like there's actually 2 wires coming up here, so I don't know for sure which wires of these 4 connect to it. So we're going to check all of those to see if they're getting power. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see this. I hope you can, but where this cable plugs in on top right here, one of them says CHMSL 1 amp. I'm not for sure what that stands for, but right next to it is the one that says dome 5 amp, which I assume is probably referring to the switch. So what we're going to do is make sure hot is coming out of here before it's running to the dome light, and that'll help us narrow it down. So let's put our take a quick look. Positive is the wire front, negative on back. So we will set our multi-tester leads in here. and we'll see what we can get here. And yeah, you can't see it because my wire's in the way. It's trying to do this with one hand, but yeah, we're getting hot wire. It's 12.2 volts. The one next to it is dead. So I'm not for sure what that one next to it is for. But yeah, it looks like power is coming out of there and going to the light. So let's check this thing again. Maybe we just had a loose connection of some sort. All right. Oh, and we have light. Well, isn't that nice and easy sometimes when it works out like that? Basically, in the end, it looks like all we had was a nice little loose connection over here on this wire. So, yeah, fixed it without even really trying to fix it. That's the kind of jobs that I like. So, great. You know, there is one other thing I want to show you on this camper shell too before I shut down the camera. We can roll all into one video, so hang on. Okay, call me stupid, but now I realize why there were 4 wires coming out of this plug right here. Duh. One of them is going to the brake light, obviously, and one's going to the interior light. So that solved that little problem. I suspect probably what we had was maybe some of the wires in this plug were loose or not connected. If it starts happening again, what I'll do is put some sort of anti-seize or something like that on there, some sort of conductant on those plugs, maybe to help them catch better. But what I wanted to show you was this little gem. Let me show you the one on this side, but it won't be in so much sun. Right here. When I first got my shell, I had a small issue. Not really an issue, but what was happening was when I shut the lead, this side was real loose, and you can still see I like a little bit of play because you just want it to lay against that gasket and compress that gasket a little bit when it's shut. On this side, pretty much the same. But this side, when I first got it, was real loose. So all you have to do to adjust that is a matter of loosening these 2 screws, moving this little thing back a little bit or forward a little bit to engage with your latch mechanism right here. Super easy. So yeah, guys, that's it. I thought it would be more troubleshooting, make this a little bit interesting video, but apparently it was just some sort of a loose wire, loose connection. But now maybe if you're looking at buying a Leer or having some issues with yours, maybe this video will help you some. At least you know the basic principle behind it. Now, again, like I said, I do know that a lot of the dealers will install that interior light in a setup to where your car lights, your parking lights have to be on in the car for it to work, because it'll pull off the hot power that's running back to your parking lights on your truck. But in this case, they dropped the separate wire back here for me. And at some point, that might be a good thing, because that'll let me be able to plug in a hot wire that runs directly to the truck battery versus using my little portable unit. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Let me know if you have any comments or suggestions, and we'll be putting up some more videos soon. Thanks, guys. Okay, just a quick add-on with that video. I know some of you may not have a multi-tester available, so I wanted to show you that if you don't, see the multi-tester, what I was doing is just checking continuity between these 2 spots on the top of it here and here, right? And that makes sure that the current flows through these metal parts. When you have continuity, it knows your fuse is good. Now, the way these work, obviously, there's a little wire right here. When too much current flows through here, or too many amps, it will melt this wire and break. So you can visually check these fuses as well. If you don't have a multi-tester, just give it a quick inspection. Make sure your wire is all in one piece, like this one right here. And it's the same principle even on the little small ones. See, they have that little wire inside of it. So that's another quick, easy way to check your fuses if you don't have a multi-tester. A multi-tester is always best because sometimes these little fuses might be blown right over here by the very edge. Sorry about the focusing. And if that's the case, sometimes it can be really hard or tricky to see if the fuse is actually blown. But you can always do a visual check and confirm. Anyway, just wanted to drop that in there. Hey, you ready to go camping? Come on, get in the truck. Get in the truck. You ready to go camping? Good looking. You want to go camping? Yes, he is. Oh, he's ready to go camping, Dad. He's ready to go camping. Say hi, you poopers. Let's go camping.